Good afternoon and welcome to Rubbin Minds. I'm Oscar Onyinso and it's great to have you this Sunday afternoon. A lot to talk about, and of course we're going to touch on quite a number of issues, topics, and I'm sure you also have a lot to say as well. We have the Lagos-Ibadan issue, which has been making rounds. A lot of people scared, afraid that this Christmas might not be so jolly, considering that there's a lot of road construction going on. So what exactly is the true story about the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway? Is it partially shut? Is it fully shut? We'll talk about that. We also have the army in the spotlight today, the rescuing of the Chibok girl, 10-month-old daughter, and more importantly, focusing on the heroes that are not usually talked about during the discussions when it comes to Boko Haram. We also have the loan saga. Yes, it's there. It's very much there. 9.61 trillion naira is what we're talking about. It was rejected, but what is the current state right now with that? Is it political? Was it a technical issue? Or is there more to this story? We'll find out that as well. For those of you who are movie lovers, we have two fantastic people in the studio with us who have been exceptional in doing what they know how to do best, which is put together what I would like to call the biggest show and display of movies in Africa. It's a movie festival, and everyone who knows about movies or in the industry has heard about Afrif. And the 6th edition is this year. We'll talk about that and talk to the founders and the organizers and see what exactly is going to be a bit different this year. And we have our celebrity guest in the studio. She is quite a known face, and if you watch a lot of sitcoms, movies, especially from 2011, you will know her face, and we'll hit you more with that as well. All this and much more on Rubbing Minds. Now, let's get into the crunch of the day. I have a guest in the studio, social commentator, fantastic guy, salt of the earth, so to speak, and he goes by the name Chidi Okereke. Great to have you back, Chidi.
Yeah, thank you.
Good to see you. Yeah. And I asked briefly before, how was the trip down here? Nothing too unusual?
Nothing to worry about. It was smooth, sunny.
Very, very smooth.
Yeah.
Let's kick off with Lagos-Ibadan Road. FRSC is basically telling people it's not there's no cause for alarm. It's not as serious as most people are making it out. Why was there so much hullabaloo about that particular stretch?
First of all, I hope the FRS is true to their words that there's really no problem with the road, and there won't be problem with the road this Yuletide season. I mean, Christmas is the period where people travel a lot, and that road is very, 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 very used. So if there are fears that the road will be closed during that period, I mean, is there another route to go to the east? I mean, the other routes are really, really messed up, and nobody wants to take those routes and all that. Well, so they better be true to their words.
According to the FRC head media and strategy, he said in a statement in Abuja on Saturday, Mr. Bisi Kazim, and I quote that, he says that only a section of the road will be closed. And the Corps Marshal, Dr. Boboye Oyeyemi, said, and I quote, contrary to the wide-held belief among the public that the ever-busy Lagos-Ibadan Expressway has been totally closed, I want to clarify that it's only a section of the road that traffic is being diverted to the opposite side. And he's also warned that this is not the time to do the one-way spree, which most people are very fond of doing. But whether it's partially closed or not, I think there's still a bit of chaos on that stretch.
So the truth is this: for people to enjoy certain things, certain social infrastructures, they have to suffer a bit. If the roads are being constructed, which is of course for the greater good, when the road is not being constructed, people can move smoothly. If the essence of them closing the part of the road is to construct the road so people can move smoothly, very, very good, fine. But why are they doing it now? I mean, they could have done it.
And considering the fact that this is not the first time Lagos-Ibadan has been in the limelight, I mean, the awarding of the contract like once, twice, 3 times, it just seems to keep coming back over and over.
And it's I mean, when Abati said there are evil spirits in Asurok, I wonder. I mean, these are some of the reasons why you begin to wonder stuff like that. How come this road is always in the spotlight? What is in just fixing it once and for all, or giving it, conceding it to some private firm to, put tolls on it and then make sure the road is always well maintained? I mean, these are things that could be done.
Well, we'll have to wait and see as always, but the advice is between now and next year, whatever you're doing along that route, you need to be very careful. Let's move on to the issue of the federal government and the loan, and of course our dear president. It came as quite a shock that this particular request was rejected. We're talking about $29.9 billion loan. That's about 9.61 trillion naira. The loan is meant to be used for key infrastructural projects across the country between 2016 and 18. All right, agreed. Now, according to what we have in the news, first of all, the Senate President, Dr. Saraki, is saying there's nothing political about this. We shouldn't blow it out of proportion. We then have, on the other hand, the leader of the Senate, Alundeme, who is basically saying, and I quote, that the problem came on a technical ground. It is supposed to go to the committee level, and the committee is supposed to take a look at it accordingly. And then he said, for example, there was a part of the request where they said attached is a draft, but there was no attachment. So these are some of the lapses that were looked into. And I just found it very... Do you feel there's more to this than meets the eye?
At face value, not even without looking at the details and all that, at face value, if I were in charge of the Senate, if I were a senator, I'd reject that bill as well.
Why?
I mean, if you're requesting for that amount of money, even if you're requesting for 1 naira, every little detail about why that loan should be granted, why that request should be granted, every little detail has to be there. If one single line is missing from the whole thing, take it back and put that line. Now, we're getting to a point where people have to be accountable. The government has to be accountable for every cent of money we get.
I was perplexed by this particular request, and this is why. I don't know, I might be wrong, but in the history of the country, I don't think there's never been a request to this amount.
No.
Number two, we're in a period where assets are being quote unquote put on auction to generate revenue, and then this particular amount, it just signifies that our children's children will be paying off this debt for a while to come. I don't see any plan per se. I just see a request, and I'm afraid.
This is some of the reasons why the Senate. I don't even know why they rejected the bid in the first place. It might be political, it might be more than meets the eye, but like I said, at face value, the fact that the request is not finicky enough. All the fine lines are not put in place. The I's are not dotted. The T's are not. He plans to repay this loan because he's wanting to get all this money. There's another thing to make sure it's put to good use.
Or could it be that something Mr. President knows that we don't know?
He better share it with us. He better share it with us.
If this should sail through, do you think it would have been a good move?
If it sails through at this very point,
yes, at this point where... Because, I mean, the reason is infrastructural projects between 2016 and 2018, so it's for the good of the country. We've heard a lot of this before in the past. What do you think will make this particular request and implementation different from all the other loans and grants and all the other monies we've heard come through our country's borders?
So I think what will make this one different is previously, I don't think there were many eyes looking at making sure that the government is accountable for these monies. But this time around, there are social organizations, there are people who are trying to ensure that this money is put to what it was said it was going to be put to use for. So if it sails through, let it be that it sailed through because those infrastructure projects are going to actually be done and are going to benefit everyone, and then there's a repayment plan. If there's no repayment plan, please, dear Senate, don't grant that loan.
Or maybe they can meet halfway. Maybe the amount is too much. Maybe they could half it. Must it be 20? This is basically $30 billion. And then we're not factoring all the other issues that might happen between 2016 and 2018, inflation, whatever the case might be.
Even if it's 50 billion, if it's going to be for good use, if the one is going to be for the good of everyone, if it's going to get us out of this recession, and there's a plan to ensure that our children's children do not suffer for this, go on ahead and grant the loan.
I mean, we're already, okay. Let's, it's still developing, but filters coming in have it that there seems to be a middle ground. A reapplication will be made, and it sounds more positive that this will sail through. But
if I add, it's seeming political. People are putting pressure on people, and that's one of the problems with this country.
Do you think the Senate President is probably using this as his own joker? Like, okay, well, it's time to play ball.
Yeah, I think so.
And what's the incentive for that? Could it be linked to
We'll stop harassing you.
I mean, the spotlight is on him as well. I mean, the case
is not speculative, though. It might be that he's doing his job, but if you ask me, follow precedents and antecedents of these people, they're all playing with us. They're all joking around.
Well, we'll have to wait and see how that unfolds.